Guys, what's poppin'? It's your man AB tapping in. I gotta tell you about today's sponsor, Beard Organics. Look, it took Lou 49 years, but he finally was able to grow a beard, but he's doing the smart thing and he's taking care of it, all right? When he goes to the barbershop, he brings his kit from Beard Organics with him. First things first, you gotta use the beard wash. It is no point in doing all this extra work if your beard ain't clean. The foundation gotta be right. Next thing, you gotta hit it with the conditioner. That's gonna make it soft, and trust me, your lady friend will thank you. This is all natural and organic ingredients, so you ain't gotta worry about your face breaking out or no other weird stuff happening. Lastly, you gotta hit it with the beard oil. A couple of drip drips here, drip drip there, and when that light hits your beard, it twinkle and glisten. When you step out, people gonna ask you, yo, where did you get your beard products from? You can point them straight to beardorganics.com. Don't forget, let them know if you buy 3 items or more, you get an extra 20% off. So I don't know what you waiting on, but go to beardorganics.com. They got products and accessories. Go and get yourself right and let them know on deck sent you. Hey, what it do, what the business is?
It is another week in the books. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown,
The
Animal
On Deck
underscore
TV
Brown,
podcast.
if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely. I forgot that part. I am Spike Lou with the On Deck TV podcast. It is another week in the books. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, AB. You in the holiday spirit yet?
Yeah, I'm fucking with it. It feels like Christmas, nigga, 30-something degrees outside and shit.
It definitely feels like Christmas. Did you put a tree up?
Nah, I ain't put a tree up in years, though.
Yeah. I might get back to doing that. I ain't put one up either.
Yeah,
that's what the kidless people will tell you. Ain't got nothing to do. No tree, dog. Don't even need no tree, dog. Man, we happy that y'all are here with us, man. Hope your holidays are going well. Good Thanksgiving, this little time of year right here, man. Podcast, a real value when people got the different things they doing when they off work, man. So we happy y'all tuned in with us this week, man. We want to tell you, Cameron, he got sued using a picture of himself, which is crazy. Snoop will tell you what 1 billion Spotify streams made him. And Rick Ross has a proposition for Young Buck and 50 Cent. We'll get into that. Also, Yo Gotti, he enrolls in the UCLA Business School. We'll talk about that as well. But we want to start with Nicki Minaj's brand new album, Pink Friday 2. AB, before I get to Nicki Minaj, let's give the people a YSL trial update. Just one of Young Thug's co-defendants got stabbed today in jail, and that delayed the trial some. So just as if y'all are listening and y'all are following that, it's the only update that we have, but found that really interesting.
Trial is a shit show.
AB, it's a shit show. I can't wait to see that TV show. They need to do that joint just like they did the OJ joint.
Facts.
And give us,
that'll be hard,
and
though.
give us that. That'll be. I'm in there every week, nigga. I'm gonna see. I want to see all of that. But AB, tell me, what did you think about Nicki's new album? Is she still the #1 female MC?
Well, she's definitely the #1 album of the week. It's projected to do 170 to 190 K the first week. It's pretty impressive. I don't think we necessarily doubted that she could pull off a #1. We understand the fan base. They got a name. They're called the Barbs. They come out whenever anybody says anything disparaging about her. They have been present this whole time, despite her not putting out an album in a couple of years. I will say I thought it was interesting. I listened to the album. The album's actually pretty straight, in my opinion. I wasn't mad at it. It's a little bit better than I expected it to be. For the simple fact is, I kind of have a ceiling on where I feel like I'm going to like a Nicki Minaj album. I'm probably only going to like about 30% because it's just not geared toward me. But with this one, I enjoyed more than that. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was actually pretty solid. But I thought the rollout was kind of weird, though, or the lack thereof. That is where I was a little confused, especially when she knew she had that song with Uzi and the Tuck. That's going to go. And I don't know why.
That everybody.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you put out, first of all, 2 weeks ago, I would have had a video to it. Like, I would have paid whoever the Michael Jordan of choreography is. I would have paid that motherfucker to come up with a dance, and we would have had a video to this shit 2 weeks ago. We would have had the everybody challenge, nigga, all week on TikTok and Instagram and all that shit. And I would have at least ran the next week or two leading up to my album. So, because that's a hit, in my opinion. I don't understand why they didn't run with that. She just dropped it. And this album has been coming soon for months. She gave the date months ago. So it's not as if it was like a Beyonce drop out of nowhere. That confused me. Other than that, the product is good in my opinion. Which and I'm not surprised she's going #1. What you think?
I'm not surprised she went #1 either. I agree with you about the Nobody song as well. That's just catchy as hell, even if you don't like Nicki or anything like catchy ass song. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
What I would ask you is, even without all of that stuff, didn't she this her max right now is like 170, 180? So even without the rollout that you're talking about, she still performed.
That's true.
You're just saying as a fan, you would have liked to see it more.
I think it could have had a bigger impact. You look for moments in hip hop, and I think if you can own a period of time, like if you had that rollout, you could at least own the week leading up to your album. That's hard to do nowadays, dude, with so many distractions.
That's true. That is true.
I don't know.
Is she still the #1 female MC? Yes. I haven't seen another one do numbers like this. Only first week coming out. So from a number standpoint, yeah, she's still as popular as she was, even though there's a lot more competition out there right now. I was interested. It was interesting to see rather that she had some shots for the other female MCs. I thought that was interesting. I didn't even really know that she was beefing with some of the other chicks. And I read, I didn't even hear it. There was a Lotto diss in there, a little sub at her. But yeah, man, she's still in the #1 spot. And at her age and her longevity in the game, she should be. This is right par for course, like you said. There's no surprises here. I would have liked to see, and we always say this, her do more with other female MCs, especially since this lane is so populated now. I know she got to get along with somebody. So I would have loved to have seen that. Moments that you spoke of, we're still waiting for the ladies' night song from some MC that's able to do it and has the clout to put together a dope ass female posse song or whatever it may be. I still would like to see that, but that ain't Nicki Minaj. That would have been a long shot. She don't do stuff like that, but I would love to have seen it. Does she still hold that #1 spot? Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. The question is, Cardi drops. Let's say she drops top of the year in February. Does she do more than 190? And let's say she has no single, no rollout, kind of similar to this. Like Nicki put out a couple of records, but they months old at this point. Let's say Cardi announces my new album is coming out in a month, and there's no new single. There's nothing. Does she do more than 190? It'll be close.
I was gonna say if she do, it'll be like 210. It ain't gonna blow Nicki out of the water. I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, the potential's there for her to do more because Nicki has, like you said, her fan base and people have been paying attention to her. It ain't like she's falling out of the limelight, but Cardi just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Cardi a little bit more visible right now, I feel like, than Nicki. We talking about #1 MC and rapping and putting numbers on the board. Of course, Nicki, to me, that's still #1. But if we talking about just the brand overall, Cardi might be there. Like she may be right there or a little bit ahead of Nicki.
She in the news right now too. Her and Offset allegedly have separated again. I feel like
she said she's been single. She said she's been single a while now.
Yeah, that's interesting because I heard they working on a joint album together, so that's interesting. Are they?
Yeah, they said
their own little like Lemonade. 444 is Offset for
the hood version of Lemonade 444. The hood version of it. That's gonna be hilarious. I don't know, man. She seemed pretty serious. It didn't. I caught like a couple seconds of the live, and it stemmed from Yo Boy Blueface.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, it said that. Yeah, he alleged that Offset slept with his baby mama. Well, not even his baby mama. He found out the baby wasn't his. All this shit is weird. Fucking crazy.
I'm so mad. I know all.
I don't even know. Yeah, exactly. I'm mad. Again, we said it on here before. I don't even know how that shit gets on my screen, bro. And you know it, and then you read the headline, you be like, no way, this can't be real. So just out of curiosity, you click more. So I guess whatever outraged marketing they doing, it works. Because I like you said, as I was explaining, I was disgusted with myself. Like, how the fuck do we know this? So yeah,
I need a palate cleanse on my timeline on Twitter, dude. Yeah, that bullshit keeps popping up, and I got to get rid of that somehow. Somebody got to show me how to do that. Clear my cache or something.
100%. Yeah, like I need Blueface off all my socials anywhere. I don't want Blueface on my phone anywhere.
None.
Please, just how do you remove it, dude?
Damn.
But yeah, Nicki did her thing, man. There's some banging songs on there. I like that. Fuck the Club Up.
That's
I
hard.
like that.
I like that Barbie Dangerous where she flipped that big. That shit was
That
hard.
Barbie Dangerous. That's killer.
Yeah,
I like the J. Cole song. It was a nice approach.
that's banging.
Interesting topic. The Drake song is cool. That's gonna probably pop back up in the spring or the summertime. So yeah, it's a good album, man. I'm not really, like you said, a big Nicki Minaj fan
Yeah.
either. Like I can do without it. I don't even think this is the first time that I really like. I don't even think I can't even reference songs off of other CDs just because I don't listen to it. Not that they're bad or anything, but I don't. I'm not a big Nicki fan. So it's
Yeah.
good what I heard, like you said.
Next up, man, your boy Andre 3000 popped up again on another interview. He was on CBS This Morning, I believe, and he was
Mm-hmm.
asked, had he been asked to participate in any of the Hip Hop 50 of celebrations. He said yes, he has, and that he has turned all of them down. Um, there was a little bit of backlash with that, with the internet. Like, damn, bro, is it fair or foul for people to question Andre for turning down the hip hop celebrations this year?
It's fair for people to give him backlash for this, man. Because at this point, bro, like we get it, man. You don't like rap. We understand, bro. But like making it such a thing, like it's so like he almost comes off like this is disgusting to me. I can't even believe that I used to do this, that I used to even rap. Like, bro, we get it, man. You don't like rap no more. We understand. But playing into people's nostalgia, the brand of Outkast, I'm sure Big Boy would have appreciated some of these performances and being there with his partner. Like we we get, and it's cool that you've moved on, but don't act like it's beneath you. That's what I'm getting from him,
Yeah.
man. I don't really like, even with the flute rollout and this right here, like any way that he can come out and be like, nah, I ain't on that rap shit no more. Any way that he can say that, he will. And at this point, people starting to give him backlash for it is deserved because, bro, we get it, man. You ain't got to shit on the culture like this, though, my nigga. Just go back to Dubai with your flute and play it and whatever it is and we cool. But you ain't gotta like just be so vocal and speak out so much against rap.
I mean, Jay has caught flack for this too this year for not being at any of the celebrations, but he has not been as vocal as saying that, yeah, I'm not interested. I ain't got nothing to talk about. And it's very clear in the language that Andre is using that he's not interested in
Mhm.
hip hop right now, which is fine. You can be interested, you can not be interested, but dropping the flute album during the 50th year of hip hop, turning down
Yeah.
appearances and all of that shit, and then doing interviews on non-hip hop based platforms. It's just like it's about 3 or 4 strikes. That's like, okay, like, dude, all right, dude, like we get it. Like Jay, in my opinion, has not gone out of his way to say how much he's not doing X, Y, and Z. At least
In
he
rap.
put together, or
Right.
he was a part of the library exhibit, so he had some type of event this year to commemorate things. But Andre is nowhere to be found. Again, dropping a flute album during the 50th year of hip hop is low key nasty, even though it was still solid and was a decent cleanser for my palate at least. But it's getting strange. I will say that. And when he talked about not knowing what to rap about, I thought that was a cop out. I'm not gonna lie. When he
It
said that in the
is.
last interview, before this one, that was a cop out, and I'm glad Wayne spoke out against that and was like, "Yo, that's kind of depressing. Like, what do you mean you don't have anything to rap about? Like, you can be creative. Like, he's
Right.
always
Like,
been creative, and he's always been forward thinking with the music. So that really says more about him, I guess, than necessarily like the state of things. So I guess he's trying to
yeah,
take it on himself. He's
the
trying to
more,
put it on
yeah.
himself. Like, yo, I ain't got nothing for him.
And the more you talk about it, the more frustrating it gets now. Because, like you say, it is. It's never happened, or I don't see it happen much in other genres, which was the most a really interesting thing to me. You haven't heard Bono from U2 say, "Man, you know what? I'm tired of rock, man. I don't got nothing to sing." Nigga, they go sing their old songs. Like Kiss, a band, like they've been doing this shit for 40, 50 years. So I would love for someone to ask him and make that comparison and say, like, well, what is it about rap where you feel like that you have to separate yourself so far from it, especially since you were so successful at it, and as you were explaining, you were so creative. Because again, you have what Johnny Cash was performing damn near till he died. In any other genre, you don't like old R&B singers are on the road right now. So it's a really interesting conversation, I think, that could be had about, well, you as a rapper, and he ain't the first people to say this. T.I. was saying it. That's why he switched into comedy. But T.I. didn't stop rapping, but he was like, I'm too old to be doing those songs on stage and stuff now. I don't want to
Yeah, I
be
mean that's
jumping
fair.
around doing that. It is to an extent, but I mean, the Rolling Stones are 80 years old, bro. They last album, I'm sure the shit that they performed, it came out 40, 50 years ago.
I'm not
But they
sure the
still get up there and
subject
they probably got
matter.
one of the top selling tours.
I'm not sure of the subject matter of what the Rolling Stones are talking about, or if it traveled, if it aged gracefully with them. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask, but that may be what Ti is
Yeah.
referring to.
As far as I don't want to be talking about that type of stuff at my age.
Yeah, it may not hit the same. Jay has said that. Jay has said there's songs he won't do no more because he don't feel that way no more.
That makes sense.
He
That
won't do
makes
Big
sense,
Pimpin'.
but
It
I
won't even
still
sound
loved
right.
being a married man. You're married to Beyonce. It doesn't
Yeah,
sound
it don't
right.
even sound
I
right,
would
man.
love to hear them elaborate on it, though. I would love to bring that to them as far as, well, all these rock groups, country singers, pop stars, they perform for ages and ages. And as you said, subject matter probably has a lot to do with it. Hmm.
But to
Interesting.
be fair,
Interesting.
Andre has been on record saying that the limelight and the fame and the money, like he don't really care about any of that shit. So he may be a unique situation because he's on record. He
What about
turned
the
down the
art of it, though?
tours.
Yeah, he did. I'm speaking simply towards, and this is what makes me lean towards J. Hove thinking more so now. It ain't really that he ain't got nothing to rap about or don't want to do it. He may not feel like that he can at this age. And now he's copping out with those things because, as you said, Andre's always been creative. Nobody would have, like, if he did another album like Love Below and that came out, nobody would be disappointed.
No,
Well, people would be disappointed, but not as disappointed as a Flute album, I would say. So
true.
there is room for him to do it. And do you like it? Did you like it, nigga, or not? Like, was you just doing it to get paid? Like, what happened to that? It's crazy. I would want to know what happened to the Andre that started rapping and the Andre now, as to where now I can feel like I can't even
Well,
discuss the shit.
we act like we didn't see the evolution of that though, because the Andre
We
that
did.
started rapping is different. Southern Playalistic Andre is different from Love Below Andre. Like, let's be clear.
That's a fact.
We saw
That is a
that.
fact.
We saw them. We saw Big Boy and Andre going two different directions for a while now. It just happened under people's noses. If you look at their last two albums, bro, them niggas got like three or four songs together. Idlewild and Speaker
Mm-hmm.
Box Love Below. So between the last two albums, the niggas on the same song like three times at the most. So it was
That's true.
there. This isn't abrupt. Like the signs were there, but it's just disappointing because I would like to hear him try his hand in an album. But if he's telling me I ain't got it in me, fair enough, bro. Do not force that shit.
Yeah, you don't do it. Right.
Yeah, don't do it.
But it's just what I guess what I'm questioning is did he ever love it? Because even with a nigga like Jay saying that there's songs he won't perform, there's still that what we always talk about here is that competitive aspect of being like really good at what you do. And he's considered one of the best. So
Yep.
I wonder, did he ever even love the art of doing it and actually, getting in his bag and being a rapper like we all looked at him as fans? Like, was he ever in that space? Because it don't seem like he was. It seemed
Maybe
like
the
it's something
art
I
of
can do
making
and I'm
art.
good at it. Maybe so.
You know
Maybe
what I
so.
mean?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said he never expected. It's one thing to make music in your basement and niggas is, you know what I mean? We all in the hood and it's blah 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 blah. But then when you got an album that go diamond, and then like that fame, that spotlight all on you, and you can't go nowhere now, nigga. You can't like some people that should be overkill for some people, bro. They don't be feeling this shit. And he comes off as a person that was not feeling the fame like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe that made him fall out of love with it, the fame and shit like that. So very interesting to say the least. Next, AB, I got Yo Gotti. He is enrolling or is enrolled in the UCLA Business School on campus. Question to you: you think this could really help him as a businessman, or is this some type of promo that he's getting off?
Man, you know what? I respect this. And if I hadn't seen other people do this, I would think it was some kind of shuck or just a rollout or a promo. Of course, we know Megan Thee Stallion graduated when she still had her career. I know Wayne went back to school. I don't really know what happened with that, though. That might have been a shuck. But the biggest example of this working was Swizz. Swizz went to Harvard Business School, took classes, lived on campus and everything, allegedly. But he said that the knowledge he gained from that is he turned into the business behind verses. Now that has since fallen to the wayside, but at one point it was a hot commodity, and obviously he had something big on his hands. So with that being said,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, fair enough. With that being said, I could see Gotti using these classes to his advantage because Swiss is he is the biggest fan of that, of going to school and getting like a formal education for certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Gotti's staying on campus. If he is, that's cap. If he says he is, I don't believe it. If he does, if he says he does, but I respect it though. He is studying at the UCLA Anderson School of Management. He will study corporate valuation, taught by Professor Lori Santikin. The course aims to teach analytical tools for valuing various entities, such as corporations, IPOs, mergers, and acquisitions. So yeah, I ain't mad at that, bro. I actually respect that shit. I just hope it's legit and not for clout.
Hell no, he's not staying on campus. You know that.
Yeah,
we know Yo Gotti not staying on campus. One of the biggest lies that I was ever told about a business degree in college said, well, you may as well do something else because you don't have to have a degree in business to know how to run a business. Right. That's true. The lie in that is you don't get anything from it, and that's totally not true. Yeah. You're going to learn the terminology of how the majority of the world does business. Like, you may be able to run your business, but to grow your business, you need to be on the same page as other businesses. Because like you said, there are going to be mergers, terminologies, meetings, things, valuations, things that have to happen for you to be successful in business. So yeah, absolutely. I love this. We know Yo Gotti was a successful businessman before this, is why you said it may be cap. However, I do understand from us meeting him before, like how he looks at stuff. He was speaking to 50 Cent's business acumen when we were in the studio with him. You could tell that he's a fan of learning. This was a long time ago, yeah. And you could tell that he was a fan of learning just from that one interaction that we've had with him. So yeah, I do think that this is real. I love that he's doing it. And I look forward to seeing, like you said, verses came from Swiss's experience in doing this. I look forward to see what Yo Gotti can cook up. Sounds like he got some big plays he's working on, and this could help him aid those along. So yeah, I love it. Like, business school is very enlightening. Again, even if you already know how to run a business, the stuff that you learn as far as the terminology that people use and being on the same pages of the business is priceless.
I think I can't remember who said this. I don't want to misquote if it was Swizz or someone else, but they wanted to be able to speak the terminology at the table. I think it was Swizz that said something that kind of alluded to that. And that people looked at him when he would step to the table as more like, oh, he had the cool factor, right? He was the rapper, the producer. He got hits with niggas like DMX, and so he kind of brought the cool factor, but he wanted to bring the knowledge and the same thing and be on the same level as everyone else. He wanted to be proficient in it, and I could respect that from that level to even. I remember I sat down with my mom and she said that was the reason she went to school. She said she would sit at the tables at work, at the boardroom tables, and people would have educations, and she started looking like it started making her feel, number one, if that motherfucker went and got a degree, then I definitely can go get one. But then two, you want to. It's almost like when you go to like someplace and everybody speaks foreign. It's like you're not in on what everybody is talking about. You want to be in on it because that's not a good feeling for anybody. So from my mama to fucking Yo Gotti, nigga, like, and everybody in between, I'm not mad at taking that and using that as motivation to go do that. Especially if you got a plan or an end game in mind. But in the rooms that Gotti's been in, I'm sure he got some on deck.
You have to learn the language of business, and it doesn't come from running a business. It comes from going and actually learning the language of running a business. So yeah, 100%. Like, even to what your mom was saying, I got my degree in business management this year, and it's just the difference and the way that your eyes open for shit that you can quickly learn how to and articulate what you're trying to do.
Yep.
And that's goes a long way when you're talking to people like that need to make investments, or when you even planning out stages and want people to be a part of your business. You have to be able to explain that shit. or it's not a business. So yeah, 100%. I love it. I like it.
Educate yourselves, people. Next up,
Thanks.
man, 50 continues to troll Puff, coming off of more accusations. Puff spoke out last week, well, via Instagram text, said these allegations are false. I cannot sit back and let everybody assassinate my character, XYZ, XYZ. 50 took an opportunity to again double down, said he is willing to put the money up for the surviving Diddy documentary. Then he brings up Rick Ross's old lyrics that got him in trouble on the Rocco You Ain't Even Know remix, where he talks about Molly all in her drink or however the fuck the line went. My question to you is 50 just doing 50 or has he crossed the line and is doing too much?
This must be we spoke about business school just now. This must be some weird shit that they teaching in the industry right now to how to get engagement. Like the little petty back and forth trolling, say this and somebody will engage in it. It's really petty, one. But I don't think he's gone too far. That's what he does. It's 50 being 50. This is how he's been able to stay relevant because it has not been music for all of these years. He turned this shit into a TV show. You had the messiest TV show probably on TV with Power and that whole universe of shows. So, and two, I kind of like it because somebody's standing up to Puff. Like for all of these years, Puff has been the bully. Like now 50 like got a little bit of leverage and like we 50 of law style, 48 laws of power. You know, he's a big studier of those things. He's jumping on the opportunity. Like I'm gonna make this shit a spectacle, nigga. Nah, like you had this spot forever. I want the spot. I'm coming for it. You was Mr. Take that, literally, Puff Daddy. But now I'm coming to get you out of the paint. The chinks are in the armor. It's over for you. Like I respect it. I can't say that I don't think it's not a shrewd business move, especially with the empire that 50 is building, again, with the Power universe and what he's going to turn that into. He got the means. Why not do it?
Yeah, normally I'm here for 50 antics. I think he's highly entertaining. But with this, I think he's doing too much. Number one, he's stepping in something that doesn't involve him. He has been a one man. Him and Puff have a beef that is so one sided because I have never heard Puff say anything about 50. I have only heard 50 troll Puff, and he has been talking to the moon or a brick wall or whoever will listen or retweet him. And Puff has never responded. So when I see one sided beef, I'm just like, what is, bro? You just doing this to try to get something to catch on. It's not working. Let it go. But when he went out and said and made the post about, yeah, man, you might want to do something about that, man, because Nissan and AT&T, man, they might want to pull out of your show. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, what is he doing? Why are you dry snitching like that? That's dry snitching. And then to make things worse, Charlemagne on Brilliant Idiots was giving props to his play. He thought that he called him a diabolical genius for dry snitching and getting companies to possibly pull out of Puff's thing. Bro, what are you doing? Are you bored? Are we in between seasons, dude? Did your character get killed off on Power Book 12? Do you need something to do? Do you need something to goddamn do? What are you doing? Why are you sticking your nose? And why are you bringing up Ross's old lyrics? I don't like when people bring up things that could get people either locked up or canceled or both. Why are you doing that? You're not the police, dude. So let them do their job. Let them do the investigation. Why are you speaking on this? 50 is literally doing
the police. He's a concerned citizen, man.
Vlad be doing, dude. And I'm sick of.
He's a concerned citizen.
Shit is crazy.
Well, it's not police shit. This is business shit, bro. Like, well, first of all, 50 is looking at it like opportunity. Vlad that works directly with the police.
To do what?
Here's those brands. Y'all was fucking with Puff. Y'all was already in the space. Hey, you might as well come fuck with me. That's 50 has been that petty his whole career, bro. I don't understand why you think that it's different now. Like, this is even bigger stakes. He feel like, nigga, okay, Puff got to deal with him. Y'all can get him out of the paint. I'm right here. I got TV shows and all of this shit, whatever you need from me. Like, he's just looking at this as opportunity. I don't think Puff would, well, it is personal too. But clearly I can't chalk it up to being petty. It looks like I wouldn't go so far as to call him some shrewd genius like Charlemagne did, but I do see the play. I get it.
No, like police work.
This isn't gonna make the police come knock. This not gonna, bro. All he's doing is working with information that's already out there. He ain't like, hey, police, did y'all see this?
He's planting seeds.
Did y'all see this?
He's planting seeds.
Right. For the business. He's planting seeds so he could jump on the opportunities, not so niggas can go to jail.
AT&T not fucking with you,
Like,
bro.
and I don't even, and again,
AT&T
I
not.
don't even really fuck. I
AT,
don't even really fuck with the approach. I get it though. I will say that I wouldn't do it, but I 100% get it. Like, and again, if this was Jay doing this, I was like, well, that's strange. That seems kind of weird. But it's 50. Like, he been doing this shit for 20 plus years now. It just so happens Puff is the victim now. Like, hey, the stakes are bigger.
listen, he's been doing this with niggas he's been doing this with Ja Rule. He's been doing this with Irv, with niggas he has real life beef with.
Bro, them niggas tried to kill him. Them niggas tried to kill him. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. So what did Puff do?
We don't know.
Nigga,
I know this though. I know this. I know this. I know you're not naive enough to believe Puff ain't done nothing to him. Like something happened. We just don't know. I don't think so.
He's saying
it may not be.
Else,
it may not be
singing about everything else. God damn.
It may be something that ain't in his best interest to say.
Of Rick Ross. He called him Officer Ricky. Dude, what is this? What is this?
Puff different though. Puff different. We don't know what Puff tried to do to do. And it may be embarrassing. Like we don't know what Puff tried to do to 50. And that may be why they never came out. Maybe both of them agreed to never speak on it. Who knows? But what I'm saying is it makes sense for 50 to do though. You got to admit that at least. You see the opportunity there, right?
He's crossing the line.
What's crossing the line about it? You think that what he's doing will get Puff locked up? Not the actual shit that Puff has done. Come on, bro. Puff got shit on his jacket now. We're like, it really 50s. That's raindrops in the fucking tornado. Like the shit that 50 doing.
I'm thinking
he got to handle the rest of the stuff on his jacket.
He's trying to put pressure on. It's no different than if people put out like a petition against him, or somebody. When the shit was going down with Kanye, and then old girl from Vogue was like, yeah, I'm pulling out. Like when powerful people do things like that, people follow them. And so 50 is a powerful player in TV and a big personality and obviously a big celebrity. So when he makes statements like that, there's other entities that will follow what he's talking about. So why are you doing that? Why are you leading the charge? You're not the Pied Piper of
he looks at that. He looks at. Wouldn't it be safe to say that he rivals Puff? At the very least, he looks at him like a rival.
That's our problem.
I ain't saying Puff. I'm saying 50.
That's our problem.
We can get into black on black crime and all of this deep shit later. But right now,
Powernomics. What happened to that? Read the book, 50.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that I would do it or that I agree with it, but I do understand.
Snitching, nigga. You wouldn't do that. You know
it's not dry snitching. Vlad is dry snitching. That's the dry snitch. Your man's Vlad. This not dry snitch. This is like, all right, it's business. This is business.
Police work.
It just so happened to Puff on the wrong end of the business. Pause.
Nigga, Hawaii 5-0, dude. This nigga, that's his new name.
Not stop it. Well, this lead right into it. The next thing.
Go for it.
All right. So from all of that stuff that's been happening, another one-sided beef, because I haven't heard 50 Cent respond to Rick Ross in a while. That's right? True. Or have we?
No.
So just like what you were saying with Puff and 50, same thing here with 50 and Ross.
Oh, no.
Young Buck recently came out as...
He trolled the album sales.
He put the lyric up.
No, he trolled the album sales. And he did the...
He say little petty shit. You're right. Yeah. He say little petty shit. Okay, it's true. So with that being said, Young Buck got an offer. He's able to sell his entire catalog and get out of debt for $700,000. That would free him clear. He just need a judge to sign off on it. 50 Cent heard this news, AB. Well, excuse me. Rick Ross heard this news, AB. And he made an offer to 50 on IG and says he'll pay the $700,000. And he would have to assume that Banks' catalog is about the same. So he'll give him another $700,000, which is 1.4. And then I'll give you $600,000 for the G Unit Masters. Just the one album, The Beg for Mercy, though.
He said, throw Yayo.
Oh, and yeah, you can throw Yayo in, he said. Just throw that in. That's like a little appetizer. So he offered 50 Cent $2 million for those G Unit catalogs that I mentioned. Two questions from this, AB. One, if Young Buck is able to sell his catalog and get out of debt, can he resurrect his career? Two, is that a fair offer from Rick Ross, or is he just trolling?
Well, number one, Pause for throwing yayo in as an appetizer. Number two,
That's crazy.
yeah, that was nuts.
You supposed
Two, young, young Buck
can't believe
said.
you held on to that long pause. You should have brought that. You should have said that immediately. Be honest.
Number two, Buck is in debt about 200,000 right now. So this 700,000, I think it's a little bit over. It's like 720, something like that. After taxes, whatever, 450s, 500. He'll have more than enough to
No,
clear
about
his
three.
debt, be able to record again. He won't owe anything to 50. Actually, nothing is owed to 50 anyway. I think 50 was trolling a couple of years ago, like he owed him, or I don't know. But there's,
Now he owed
according to
50
court
money, I think.
documents, he doesn't owe 50 anything. And so now Buck will
Interesting.
have a fresh set of some racks. His headspace will be clear. His debt will be clear. Hopefully his mind is right. He'll move a little differently on the business tip. So, yes, I do think he could resurrect his career for what that would look like in 2024. I don't think he would be on the level of G Unit and all of that, but you don't have to be in order to be successful. So I think he can
That's
with a clear
crazy.
head and no fucking debt. Number two, Ross's offer, if you look at Buck being 700,000, Banks only did 2 albums. So that's probably, like he said, that's probably about the same because Buck only did 2 albums. They sold around the same, if I remember correctly. And Yayo only did one. The G Unit album was crazy though. That did pretty well. So he probably is short. It may be about 2.5, 3 million, but it's not that far off, honestly.
Would you would you do it if you was 50?
Man, hell no. Fuck no, never. He better not ever. Matter of fact, he better never sell any of the shit that he still owns, because then Ross will just go to whoever bought it and buy it from them and put it in a lyric. And God knows what with it. Who knows?
I love Rick Ross, man. But he should have made him an offer that he couldn't refuse. This is
Mm-hmm.
still a low ball offer. I'm not sure if he was trying to be funny or whatnot.
Of course
But
he
if Ross
was.
had the power to make an offer, you said you think he was serious?
He was definitely trying to be funny.
Oh, okay. Well, he was trying to be funny and slightly serious, I believe.
Yeah,
But if he
yeah.
had made him an offer that he couldn't refuse, then 50 could have turned this shit around. Well, true. But never mind. That would have been bad for Ross. But yeah, I think that's a fair $2 million tag. But if I was 50, I would not sell it. There's no way in hell that I would want Rick Ross to get his hands on my masters of anything that I had done, knowing the beef that they had had. The only way Ross could have did that was make him an offer he could refuse. As a shrewd businessman that everybody says at 50 years, he would have had to take. If I was Ross, I would have got some partners together and tried to do that. Get them niggas that pay 50 grand to come to the investment thing with you to all chip in and get that number up a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
then we could do business. It would be my response if I were 50 Cent. Can Young Buck resurrect his career? I don't see the path for that, AB. I don't know if I think Buck is talented enough, but I'm not sure at his age that what he's gonna be rapping about that people will want to hear it from him at this point.
I don't
Unless he's
know.
going on a crazy maturation thing. Like he do make some stuff that got thought and sense to
Yeah.
it. I'm not saying that it's all gonna be ratchet. I'm just talking about a career though. Like other than a mixtape. Like I don't like you said, of course it won't be G Unit status, but I don't even really see him. I don't see him putting in that type of work to even be like one of these millennial artists or legacy acts as we talk about nowadays. I don't really see him doing that, especially if he gets some money.
I'll put it like this. I see I see a world where he could do a similar thing that Don Tripp did this year. He could release a couple of 8-track joints just to kind of get his feet back wet, and they could be quality. He can link up with band play and all the niggas that's putting out heat on the production tip back, in Tennessee, and he can do a handful of 8-song EP joints throughout next year or whatever year he wants to pick, and then get a couple of show dates, get some tour dates off of that. I think he can finesse that into something. Honestly, again, he'll never be a star, but he doesn't have to be. You can be very
Mm.
successful. Get back out there, man. Like somebody will want him on the shit. He'll get BG on this shit. I'm sure BG will fuck with him on some shit, or like get some names like that. Stay in that realm. Him and Starlito do a joint. I see they squash they shit. Like that'll be a decent little movement
Did
or
they?
moment for his world. I think he can make that work.
You got a lot more faith in him than I do. I'll say that.
I do, clearly.
I don't think that he have that drive. Like even with someone like Don Tripp doing it, Mm.
It's working for him though.
Yeah, he has had a resurgence, 100%. I give you that.
Yeah,
I don't see Buck putting that type of commitment. Buck has tried that before too, hadn't he? Like when he was in his little down
probably
period or whatnot, he put out like
some
a mixtape a
mixtapes.
month or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
I
true.
don't
He
know.
did. He has
I,
tried that for
I,
a
I
short period of time.
yeah, I would try. I would listen to the music if it came out. I just don't see it coming out.
Mm. Speaking of music coming out, man, Big Crit, your man's dropped a new EP in a very unique way. He teamed up with the distribution platform EVEN, to
Mm-hmm.
release his new EP called Regardless, It's Still Timeless. And it comes with some perks, man. Check it out. The EP purchase comes with early access to music, unreleased exclusive content, whatever that means, a virtual Q&A session with Crit, t-shirt, a hoodie, and wait for it, the kicker is fans can name their own price. My question, we of course talked about Crit leaving Def Jam a couple of years ago. He's been independent ever since. Do you see more people going this route with the pay what you want bundle drop?
No, I don't because like is it going to be on DSPs? Like how are they going to get the music?
I think whatever this distribution platform is, even it's like an app you sign up for, and then you hear it on
See,
there.
nah. I don't think that a lot of people are going to want to remove themselves from the streaming spotlight, even if they don't make that much money from it. Everybody is still over there. So this works for somebody like a Big Crit because he does have that loyal day one fan base and people who appreciate him a lot more than the mainstream does.
Yeah.
So him putting it there and putting it on Spotify, he probably will make more money there. But if you're talking about another like a bigger artist, it's like, well, I would rather have the exposure. I would rather everybody have access to the music and me make my money in other places. So it's smart for Big Crit and it's smart for artists who have a similar fan base.
Mm.
But would more artists start to do it? I don't think so because people are still chasing fame. Like fame is still more important to a lot of people who are in the music industry versus making money. And
Nuts.
if you're going to be famous and everybody can play your song because they have access to it on Spotify and TikTok and Apple Music, most people would take that. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a certain art. You got to be independent. You got to have a grassroots following. I can see a couple of artists do this that come to mind. But I will say another
Mhm.
artist that's been doing this is La Russell out there in Cali, who
Yeah, your
kind of
man's.
has made ways for himself by doing shows at his house, and he's been doing the pay what you want. You know what I mean? Bundles and all this type of stuff. Now there's a little bit of a catch. It's not quite pay what you want, but there's like there's minimums. So if you do
Mhm.
10 minimum, then it comes with the
All
EP
right.
and the Q&A, access to the Q&A. If you do a minimum of 40, then it comes with the shirt, the album. And if you do a minimum of 100, it comes with the hoodie, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not quite pay what you want. It's like not pay $1 and they got to get everything. But
It's like
it's a
tiers.
unique way of approach to doing it. And like you said, and we're about to talk about this in a second, them streams ain't talking about shit no way. So this gives you a great way of talking directly to your fans. They got to sign up for the app. You're gonna get their email. You're gonna get their location, probably their age. You're gonna get some information on who your core audience is, the demo, and where they live. And then that's how you know where to tour at. That's who you know who to keep selling to, who will keep supporting you. That's how you know how to price shit. Like you see which. That's another thing. You're doing this for the data. You see what tier do people select most. Okay, everybody took the 40 joint. Okay, so people really like the shirts and they're okay with paying 40 because this ain't number the EP. So now it gives me an idea of what to charge for this, the full length joint. I can maybe pull off a Nipsey $100 mixtape, or you know what I'm saying? Like if it come with some merch or something, like people will fuck with that. You see that now. So it's a unique way of, in my opinion, gathering data, if anything, if for nothing else.
Mhm.
He does have an album coming out next year though that I believe will be on traditional DSPs, but he's just trying this out with his EP.
Big Crit, man. Still out there getting
Big,
it in. I
I
would
ain't
have
gonna
thought
lie.
he would have been much bigger than
I
as an
follow
artist
Crit,
than
and he had a Black Friday sale on his website, and
mhm.
everything was 50% off, the vinyls included. So I got that Crit was here vinyl,
Mm.
and I got that.
You're supposed to drop that
Ah,
link, son.
yeah, I should
Dang.
have shared that. My bad.
All this. Mm.
And it was one more I got that because he has autographed vinyls on his site too, and I got one of them. I forgot the mixtape it was. I think it's Forever is a Mighty Long Time. I forgot one of them. One of the fire ass mixtapes that he got. I can't. My second favorite one behind Crit was here. I ordered that too. So that 50% off was clutch. Shout out to Bad
Yeah,
Rodney.
Crit was here on vinyl is clutch because you ain't got
That's
to touch that.
tough.
That's
That
one
motherfucker
of
was
them you can
straight
just let
through.
ride too, like you need. God, I remember when that came out. Boy, you couldn't told me Big Crit wasn't gonna be the next thing. Damn, that's crazy. All right, man. Next, AB. Before we get to the wins and losses, a couple more categories to get into. Snoop, your man's, he just got recognition from Spotify for going over 1 billion streams. Big deal, right?
Yep.
He talked about how much money that made him, and it was a whopping $45,000 for 1 billion streams. That drove him to start a streaming service for the creators where they're able to get stuff going without having a major, like pay Apple 30%, basically. Do you think that'll work? And what do you think about how much he got paid for 1 billion streams?
Yeah, the payout for 1 billion streams is insane. He said his publisher hit him up, and he was like, he actually said that shit wasn't even 45,000.
Yeah,
So,
facts.
which is insane. Of course, we all know that's been a talking point for a lot of artists that they pay 0.0002. That was kind of one of the things that attracted a lot of people to Tidal. They're a little bit more fair to the artist. It's still not great, but I think Spotify probably is the lowest out of out of all of them, which is crazy.
Probably so.
But I will say I see he just hired a new person in high position over at Death Row. I cannot remember what the position was. I'll look it up in a second. But I think that Snoop is on the right path. Remember, he took all the Death Row music off of DSPs for a second and was thinking about, packaging that up in a different way so that the artists and that people can eat off of it more, because that's robbery. Like, Snoop is doing well, and nobody's feeling sorry, quote unquote. But creatives, if you're creative, that's highway robbery. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I'm gonna look up who he hired to see if this plays into account what he had going on with this. But yeah, that's insane. But I think he can do it. Whatever he got in mind, I believe in the DOWG.
Yeah, he's a big enough name to putting his all behind this is going to give it a real solid shot to work, especially if creators flock to it, and he's going to be able to, well, they will be able to earn more money for their art. So I hope it does work, and I hope that he gets it, because 45K for 1 billion streams is insane. I
That's
don't know,
discouraging if
but
you rap.
again, yeah,
Gotta
like
be.
what are you doing? What are we doing this for?
Yeah.
A billion streams. Most of you not even gonna get 1 billion streams. So the
What did
majority of you, the 99% of you, are not gonna get it, huh?
what did Wendy say that it costs about 150 to get somebody off the like.
150,000 to get an artist started. Yeah,
You don't even count the streaming
that's what
shit. You
radio.
might well not even act like they don't even
Yeah,
exist.
yeah. At that point, you got to make money off of tours, I guess. So again, those DSPs, like we said earlier, it's just for exposure. It's not for money. Like, so
Facts.
streaming artist songs do not get them paid. Buying their actual album does and going to see them on tour.
Merch.
Yeah, merch, things of that nature, and that's why you have more people pushing towards being bigger personalities, like we were talking about earlier with Cardi and Nicki, and we seen the chick from City Girl, like they got a City Girl, Carisha, she got her own podcast. They got a TV show based off their life. It's like people are trying to do other things other than rap, and rap is very much less appealing now to people because they realize that they don't make the majority of their money from it. Like the majority of the money is coming from your presence and being just like out there. So
It's a marketing tool. You leverage your
yeah,
celebrity to go do other shit.
yeah,
And the
exactly.
person
That's
he
exactly
hired
what
was
you do.
Kat Daly. She has been appointed as the first VP and head of publishing at Death Row Records.
In Death Row.
Let me see.
What's her
She,
background?
trying to see what the fuck that means. It's going to help
While you
establish
looking
the
it up, did
publishing business.
oh okay. I was just gonna say you mentioned La Russell. Did you see they did that little kind of mockery? Well, not mockery. They were probably paying ode to it on rap shit when they had
Yeah,
a
he was
party in
on
the
there.
backyard and yeah, I did the freestyle. I was him.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that nigga was on there.
yeah, that was him. Yep.
I said, man, it sounded like what you was talking about when we were talking about the story that he had. So okay, it was him. I wasn't off.
Yeah,
Got it.
man, that shit was crazy. before we get to these wins and losses, your boy Killer Cam, we all know the infamous Killer Cam picture with him with the pink mink on with the cell phone. He took that picture and put it on merch of his own to sell. He got sued for that a couple of months ago. Well, the verdict is in. He lost the suit. The photographer won. He has to pay him 57 bands. My question, is it crazy he got sued for using his own damn picture?
It's interesting, the concept of it, that you as an artist and it's your face, name, image, and likeness is a big thing now with the college stuff. But you as an artist, if someone takes a picture of you, you don't own the picture. The person who took the picture owns the picture, and they register it with Getty Images, and that's how a photographer is able to get paid from what they do and make their life a little bit easier. I found that whole process interesting. All Cameron had to do was get this shit cleared or buy the licensing to it. That's all he had to do. But he was being an asshole about it, as we know Cam can be. And I'm sure verbatim, he probably said, it's my face. I'm going to use it if I want to, just based off the personality that I know that Cam has. I can't say that I blame, like I'm on the photographer side, bro. Like they got to get paid for their work. You have to have an ecosystem where creatives are able to get paid. And if I'm just taking a picture of you and you now own that picture, I can't make money unless you book me or you hire me for some direct service.
Yeah.
Having an eye for that picture and capturing those images, that has to be credited and paid for too. So I think it was just dumb on the part of Cameron in the beginning, not going through the proper channels and probably being stubborn about using a picture that had his face on there. They're also going to go to his books and they're going to try to figure out how much of that merch that he sold, because the photographer wants a piece of that as well.
Yeah, I was going to say 57,000 sounded low. I'm not even going to hold you.
But that's just the initial though.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say there is a world where he didn't know that, because a lot of people don't know that if someone takes a picture of you, they own the photo unless you have an agreement or something up front. Because there's a little simple thing you can Google that you can print off, and if you go to your next photo shoot, the photographer can sign that it says you own the photo, not them. Very simple. Yep. Everybody doesn't know that though. I'm gonna be real. Even people in the industry don't know that. Now the thing is, did someone next to him know that? Did someone in his circle know that? That's what they're there for. Cameron is there to be funny, talk sports, make music, and somebody else to my left or my right needs to know this business shit. If I don't know all of it, you know what I'm saying? I know what I know, but niggas you need to have my back for what I don't know. So that's a little disappointing. But that's an iconic photo, man. Like bro, that's where this is where, like, and I know this conversation has tailed off a little bit, but like NFTs, like when somebody makes an NFT of a person or a photo or something, like the owner will get paid every time there's a sale of it. So anytime it changes hands, the original owner will get a piece of that, which is not the case if somebody sold a Basquiat today. His people don't get any of that shit, yeah, dude. Right, so that's kind of where that comes into play. It fits into that just a little bit. But yeah, Cam got to take that L. 57 bands is light, to be honest. I'm hoping it ain't too much more than that. He got off easy if he ends up only paying that.
The tone of the gripe of the photographer was more so, I tried to let him know. Like I was telling him and he was ignoring me.
Oh,
so that's how it got this far. So
he got to take him to the cleaners.
He knew. Yeah, he knew, but he was just like, fuck it. I ain't got to do that. So he now fucked around and found out. Yeah, exactly. Come on, run the books back. All the shirts you sold, I need a little bit of that. Them shower curtains that niggas got with your face on it. Yeah, come on with it,
buddy. Nigga, all of it. Goofy ass capes.
Everything. All of it, buddy. Come on with it. All right, AB, let's get into some wins and some losses. This was crazy. Your man Hitmaker says that he's never had a sandwich, not a hot dog, pause, not a hamburger, none of that. My people was rich. We didn't have to eat sandwiches. Is this a win or a loss, AB?
Yeah, he said his parents were millionaires and they had chefs the whole time he was growing up. And he named all the fast food places he had never had. And the first thing I thought of, I'm talking about immediately before I even finished watching the clip, I said, this explains why this nigga got smacked up and his jewelry took. Because that nigga he probably went to Detroit or whatever, however many times he got smacked up. They was talking to niggas like they was the help because he grew up with her. Nigga ain't never had to fix his own plate, dude. This explains everything. This made so much sense. I believe everything he said. Every second of that clip. He's never had any of that shit. It makes total sense. I believe it. It's a W because he's telling the truth, even though it's nuts.
This is I had the exact same thought that you did. It was like a light bulb went off. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
He thought he was like saying that the people was gonna call cap, but no, if for me and a generation of you and I that know about Young Berg and not Hitmaker, it's like, oh yeah, okay, now all of it makes sense now.
Yep.
Like, cause there was a question as to, damn, how did he get like how did he get in that position, that situation where niggas was running this chain like that? And now I see exactly how. So yes, I agree with you. It's a W for being able to live that privilege of a lifestyle. And nigga, I don't even know what this fast food tastes like. So that's wild. It
Somebody
makes so
got to teach
much
you how to
sense.
talk to people.
So much sense.
That's it. Everybody
Yeah,
out here that got
exactly.
kids,
You
that's
need to
got
learn
money,
about yourself.
shout out to y'all, but teach them how to talk to people, please.
Yeah, you need to learn yourself a little bit more. Exactly. All right, next one, AB, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, Lil Boosie's son. Lil Boosie said, or his son said, one of them came out and said that Tootie Raw, this is alleged, police, if you're listening, Tootie Raw, Boosie's son, makes about $1,500 a day from trapping. Win or loss, AB?
This is alleged. If 50 Cent, if you're listening, this is a L. Boosie was on his phone talking to his son on speakerphone while recording himself, which makes me not believe anything. That's as soon as I see that setup, you're recording yourself on the phone on speaker. Whatever is about to be said is bullshit. And so we asked his son, what is he doing? He was like, man, I've been out trapping all day. And he was like, man, I don't want you out there like that. Come home. I got some bread for you. He said, man, I make $1,500 a day trapping. I'm not stunning you, Dad. Dude, I'm not, bro. Why are you filming yourself on speakerphone, bro? And driving? But what are you doing? What is it? Why are you doing?
Oh, Boosie do that all the time, though. That's his setup. That's his Vlad setup.
What is it, nigga? A truck driver? Like, what
phone,
are you doing?
Man, he got one phone that'll be recording him, and then the other one, he do that all the time.
You driving 18 wheelers, dude? Like, what are you doing, dude? Quit recording yourself on speakerphone, bro. The fuck?
That's hilarious. That is hilarious, man.
Big L.
Is it a win or a loss? It's big L. Yeah, man, this is a loss. It's a fine line that has to be walked between not having Hitmaker as your son, not having King as your son, and not having Tootie Raw as your son. All of them had rich and successful parents, and you see the three routes that have been taken with these three niggas, man. It's crazy the line that has to be walked when you start to see success and how you implement that success in your kid's life, man. It's an L. There's no way that Boosie should be on the phone with his son. I think Toosie Raw of age. Well, no, he like 16.
That's I mean,
I get it because of where Boosie come from, but also I don't get it because, like, why did you do it if your son got to be doing it? Like, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So this is a loss, man. This is a loss.
Big loss.
All right, man. Moving on to other Ratchet family news. Finesse 2 times. Your man's AB, he got a brother that looks just like him, by the way.
Facts.
That's crazy. Them niggas could be twins. But Finesse 2 times, I think this is his younger brother. He went on live with a big knot on his head the other day, and he claims that Finesse 2 times had his entourage beat him up and remove him from the house that they were living in. Is this a win or a loss?
Yeah, his brother FNG No Love.
Of course he raps.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Of course.
I don't know what this sibling rivalry beef is. Nobody wins when the family feuds. I do know that. So you kind of hate to see that. But I don't know what the nigga did though. He might have deserved to get beat up out the house, dude. I was just
about to say Moneybag Yo. Excuse my Moneybag Yo. But Finesse came out and said, he's like, you keep bringing people to the house through I don't know.
Oh yeah, nah.
I find you for it, and you still do it. Like, you bringing people around that I don't know. That's dangerous.
Yeah, no. Can't do that.
Yeah, like, stop playing with me, bro.
So that's the
I ain't gonna get my entourage to beat him up,
though. Second off,
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen a family photo of them. Everybody in the nigga family
all of them
exactly
look alike. That's crazy.
Insane.
That is insane. That's crazy. I'm talking about the mama, All
the
of them look alike,
sister.
bro. That's crazy. Strong ass jeans, nigga.
Oh shit, that's a fact. Let's go to YouTube, man.
Strong ass jeans, man.
We got a on deck of the week, man. Shout out to at Double Up Row. He said, man, I have been a fan of the show for years since the Starlito interview. Shout out to Lito, got new music coming out this week. And I damn near unsubscribed when Spike Lee said Boosie's name should be on the mixtape Mount Rushmore, because ain't no damn way. I couldn't agree more. Double Up Row. Also, the OG 93 says, I'm always down for someone repping where they come from, but Lou got to relax with the Mount Rushmore discussion. I agree. Again, OG 93. Two spot on YouTube comments. Y'all been cooking lately.
Them niggas must be from New York.
Y'all,
them niggas must be from New York.
No, these niggas have ears and know
They
Boosie nor his son T-Raw need to be near a Mount Rushmore discussion of anything.
It's one or the other, man. They from New York, or they just went outside when this music came out. It's one or the other. Like,
they have good taste in
you
music,
know, you know.
Sound like.
If you know, you know. Like, you know. You absolutely know. AB, what you got to put us on, man?
Shout out to two things real quick. I went to the movies. I saw Silent Night, new John Woo flick. If you into action, it was straight. It's got a gimmick. There's no dialogue in the movies. So,
oh my God.
If you want to see how somebody could pull off an action movie with no dialogue, it's pretty solid. I wasn't mad at it. And for my Nashville people out there, anybody that is either living in Nashville listening to this or thinking about moving to Nashville, please watch CNBC Cities of Success. They're doing a series on a handful of cities that are booming or on the come up or here, and how they got to where they are and where they're going. And the first episode is on Nashville. Please, please, please watch that. If you're trying to figure out a way to finesse like your situation monetarily or whatever the fuck, watch that. Look at the industries that they highlight and try to find a way to get a piece of that shit. Because it is a shit ton of money moving through Nashville right now. And I don't want people to sit idle and watch it on the sidelines, complaining or feeling like they missed out. Go check that out and see where you can get in, where you fit in, man.
Yes, man. And thoughts and prayers to our Nashville family, man. The bad weather tornadoes came through over the weekend, man. So shout out to Clarksville and Nashville. I hope everybody's thoughts and prayers and they get back like they needed to be. Got two put on. Speaking of Nashville, you mentioned it earlier. One, Retire My Jersey by Starlito. Single came out. Banging. Make sure you guys go check that out. And Leave the World Behind on Netflix. I did a review over it with the guys from Frames Per Second, so it's out there already if you guys want to go check that out. Wait, go look at that. It's on Netflix. It got Mahershala Ali. It got what's that chick name? Julia Roberts. Solid, very entertaining watch.
Got Ethan
Interested
Hawke.
to know what people think about that, man. Ethan Hawke is in there. Kevin Bacon light. So yeah, y'all go check that out. Leave the World Behind and Retire My Jersey by Starlito.
I'm gonna check that. I was debating it, but I'm gonna look at it. I seen it was a little over 2 hours. I was like, oh shit. Watching
when you get to the end,
be rough.
Text me when you get to the end of it.
I'm gonna figure out
the end. I'll say. When you get to the end, nah. I mean,
I do this. I do it for a living.
I ain't even gonna tell you. Yeah, you're not. You're not gonna think. Just when you get to the end, text me and let me know what you thought about it. Very similar to that movie that your boy did, M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name is. That Knock at the Cabin Door. It's very similar to that, man.
I'll check it out, man. Guys, we appreciate y'all tapping in. Another week in the books. YouTube.com/OnDeckTV Show. Keep the comments coming. We appreciate it. Instagram @OnDeckTV Show. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it, man. We appreciate y'all joining us. Happy holidays.
Yes, sir. We out.